What is NextIn Network? It is the first decentralized peer-to-peer network in the field of transforming ideas into investment opportunities in the world and aims to give your investments and ideas guides and assistance from around the world, thus creating new concepts that fit the era characterized by speed and technology, which increases innovation, pumps more liquidity, and makes the lives of many parties that participate in the network stages easier. And how does it work? The NextIn Network works by using blockchain technology to create a peer-to-peer network consisting of stages where each stage is specific to a specific category of people and works together in a harmonious and cascading manner in order to link between idea owners, anyone with an idea from around the world, and the experts, anyone who can to be a guide in transforming ideas into investment opportunities from around the world, investors, anyone who wants to be an investor, whether he has experience or not, who wants investment opportunities ready to seize, employees, anyone who wants to get a job with a new concept that secures the future of his family, and marketers, any person with experience in marketing or any social media celebrity from around the world, and observers, any person with experience in monitoring the operations and transactions of companies and parties, guaranteeing rights, managing public meetings, and so on. The first stage is called the stage of ideas owners, from which the journey of any idea on the network begins in order to turn into an investment opportunity ready to seize, so that the person, no matter where he is around the world, needs a device through which he can enter the network and connect to the internet and details of his own idea in order to register it, and the start of a journey led by many experienced parties on his behalf so that they play together an easy symphony in order to create a golden opportunity from his idea that will benefit all participants in playing it. After completing the registration of the idea in the network within a block, then the next stage for it and the first in its journey begins. This stage is intended for experts and mentors from around the world. It is a network of experts that works as part of the journey to transform the idea into an investment opportunity affiliated with the NextIn network, and it is carried out through the use of the NextIn mining protocol, which we will talk about later, through our unique protocol. The expert or mentor who is able to win the block that carries the idea will be selected after the selection process is completed and wins the block. With it, his role begins in preparing the necessary studies and charting the path with the steps that this idea needs to take in order to turn it into an opportunity, in addition to evaluating the idea. Then register them in a block affiliated with it, after which he must communicate through the protocol with the rest of the network's experts in order to add the block or blocks of studies he prepared. Then their role is to add them to the network for everyone after they first review these studies, then consensus and adding the idea and the affiliated blocks to the network come to the next stage. We now have an idea that has been clarified by experts and the necessary studies have been prepared to guide it. We can move to the next stage. The stage of investing in the network is divided into a stage interspersed with several stages, starting with the stage of offering a subscription for the idea or project for which the study was carried out before launching it on the network's currency exchange. It is a short-term investment opportunity that does not require experience. It was provided by experts, so it is ready to seize. It suits any beginner and also suits experts, so you will not need to conduct research about the owners of the project and its data, and so on, or ask for guidance from one of them. This is done through the terms and conditions, which will be announced at the time. It is a stage dedicated to collecting short-term capital of all kinds, such as expenses, and so on that were identified in the experts' report previously. The recruitment phase. It is a phase that takes place after the completion of marketing for the currency or the token of the project and before the launch of the subscription in its shares, and it aims to attract talent to the project. In addition, it gives them the opportunity to become small investors through the concept of modern employment that the network follows, which aims that the job is no longer a job for others, but that they can now secure the future of their family and themselves by becoming employees and investors at the same time. One of the conditions for the jobs provided by our network is that the employee who is chosen becomes a small investor in the project he will work on. Thus, it becomes an additional tool for pumping liquidity to the project and thus to the network by paying the value of the digital shares that it will obtain in addition to the job, the amount of which will be announced at The time. So, according to the conditions that will be announced at the time, in addition to the job requirements that were determined by the experts, the applicants at this stage must fulfill them. Then through the selection protocol on the platform, the person selected for the job and must pays the value of the shares that will be obtained. The long-term investment stage is a stage in which the remaining shares belonging to the project assets or the capital belonging to the project assets are offered after granting the project employees their shares that were determined in return for obtaining the jobs required in the previous stage to the public subscription to investors of all kinds and in accordance with the conditions and protocol of the network. The winners of this long-term investment opportunity are chosen, which are studied by experts. After that, the process of exchanging money for digital shares and registering them in a block that joins the project chain, and the shares are put on the network stock exchange for trading. Then comes the marketing stage. It is a stage that takes place twice on the network, once dedicated to short-term investment, subscribing to the project currency, and another to long-term investment, subscribing to the project's digital shares, but this time it concerns the marketing of the currency that is about to be launched on the network stock exchange in this time. The stage in which all marketers and social media celebrities from around the world apply in order to obtain the opportunity to market the new currency and obtain the block that carries its marketing information. It is a stage that has a special budget. So it is done through our mining protocol in order to choose the number of marketers according to this budget that experts have set in advance, and it is done according to conditions announced at the time after completing the marketing task and ascertaining the desired results and measuring them. The people who performed it are given a reward in the usual way of payment in the network, through parts of the currency that are produced as a result of the effort to finish the task. As for the marketing stage that comes after the subscription of shares, it is the same, but the difference is only that it is dedicated to marketing digital shares, which reflects the assets of the project. Each of these stages represents a block on the network in the chain of blocks belonging to the same project, and anyone can view it at any time and from anywhere in the world. Now we have a project where the idea that was just a fantasy in someone's mind has turned into a project through our network, just because he made an effort to add it to the network. He has a digital currency and digital and token shares, in addition to experts, marketers, employees, and investors who work together for it now. Isn't it an amazing job? But not the work ends after. Now comes the role of our last and invested stage as long as the project exists, which is the stage of observers. This stage represents the meetings of the shareholders. So the role of these individuals who have experience that qualifies them to be observers of the records and operations of the projects and thus the processes of distributing profits and voting, if any, etc. On a regular basis, they review the project records and publicly guarantee the rights of all its parties, then add them to the network and obtain the reward in the same way as in the network, whether the method of selection through our special protocol or addition and consensus, as well as the reward, which is a measure of the currency in exchange for the effort to complete the tasks. The blockchain is dealt with through different types of protocols, including what is called proof of work, what is called proof of share, and so on, but each of them has its drawbacks. And because we seek to build a network that gives easy and fair investment opportunities to all on an equal basis, in addition to allowing anyone in the world who has what qualifies him to join the stage of joining it without having to cost a lot of money to participate, we want the process of transforming ideas into investment opportunities to be easier than imagination and take place in a decentralized manner with the participation of many parties easily. So we decided to use our selection protocol, which will depend on an algorithm managed automatically, and its task is to output a random number, which is an input-output consisting of the applicant's application number according to the stage with his balance number from the currency of our network, so that the selection is random, that there are no factors affecting it. We will work on building a decentralized network that transforms ideas into investment opportunities that are easy and ready to seize by linking many parties together and creating many new concepts that support innovation, in addition to building an affiliated exchange for digital currencies and stocks and launching at least 2 projects annually, and in addition to launching a main currency for this network, and then transferring it to a wallet by joining the currencies of each project through which it is used, and then using this wallet to pay and receive money through the accounts of social media platforms. In order to create a strong trading environment and deal in network currencies, which maintains the flow of strong liquidity for them, and thus for their stock exchange and the investment community in it, we will also work to build other supportive networks that make the flow of innovation, which means the name of our network, is continuous and always renewed. In all stages of the network, payment is made through parts of the currency that is created after the completion of each stage, so that the result of the completion of the task that must be completed in this stage, but its values are calculated according to the highest value between it and the basic currency of the network at the time of launch, where the person wins at the stage and complete the task at the highest value equivalent to completing it. Thanks for watching. You can now participate in choosing the token launch platform, launch time, and all its conditions by joining our community. The link is somewhere around or below the video.